for a moment now. Take your seats, please. Take your seats.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's see. Paula's out and Doris.
Hey, haven't you heard, Mr. Gifford? They're going steady.
Thanks, George. I did hear George won a basketball game yesterday, so obviously he has no problems. Let's hear a little applause for George. But since the rest of us aren't quite so fortunate, will our hero please give us his attention anyway? This morning, under Senior Problems, we're scheduled to examine the subject of college entrance, what you hope to become. The people who planned this course think these are the things that most concern you. I'm taking up a collection. Well, I've been wondering, what about now? Practically everything on the list is about the future. What about your day-to-day concerns and feelings? Or let me put it this way, how can you decide for yourselves what you want to become until you know who and what you are? Well, I've been wondering about a new list. Stephen, what worries you the most right now?
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, I got this theme I got to hand in to my English teacher,
And you haven't done it?
No.
Well, I imagine you and your English teacher will talk about that later, won't we, Stephen? In the meantime, study habits. Mark, what about you?
Well, I've got this car.
Yes, I've seen it.
The transmission fell out, and it'll take $40 to fix it.
Money. Day-to-day problem if I ever heard one. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I wanted to get a part-time job, but my dad said no.
Did he say why?
Yeah, he thinks I spend too much time in the car as it is.
Authority of parents. What about you, Dan?
Oh, the first list is okay with me. The only thing I'm worried about is getting in the college I choose.
With your grades and activities, I think the chances are very good you will. But is that all that concerns you?
Well, even if it wasn't, I don't see the sense in a bull session like this. What's it going to prove?
That's up to you. It could be just a bull session, or you could turn it into an important exchange of ideas. And it might force some of you to begin thinking for yourselves.
Some of us already do.
That's fine, and you ought to have more to contribute. Okay, we'll register one vote for the original list. Janet, you agree with Dan?
No. I mean, well, the new list is more important if you're really honest about what goes on it.
Well, you're making the list. What do you want on it?
All right. Then I say the thing all of us are most concerned with is sex.
Way to go, champ. Hey, way to go, champ. Way to go.
We've already discussed sex in health and hygiene.
I'm not talking about venereal disease or how babies are born.
What you mean are personal relations, Janet.
I mean the day-to-day problems you're talking about. Like how far a girl has to go with a boy just to be popular.
What I started to say was that the things you mention are probably much better discussed with your own parents.
Ha! Have you ever tried to talk about sex with my mother? Well, he knows what I mean.
The parents aren't the only ones to blame. What about the boys who think they have to prove what big men they are?
Well, since when is it just the boys? It still takes two, you know.
Well, at least we're the ones who try to keep things in line.
Oh, yeah? How about the time when we were out on a date, you know, you start this hand-grabbing bit.
Hold it. This isn't getting us anyplace.
Why not? You said you wanted us to be honest.
I do.
Well, then let's get it out in the open, with boys and girls talking about it together just once.
Yeah, what about it, Mr. Gifford? If it's really up to us, put it on the list.
On the top of the list.
Right on the top. Right.
Things you're asking for are very difficult to talk about, even for adults. But if it's that important...
It sure is. How about it?
All right. Now, here's the way we're going to do it. Those of you who want to, well, no one has to if you'd rather not, take some paper and write out your questions or opinions. And this is most important, no one signs his name. Fine. We'll spend the rest of the hour for it. On Monday, during homeroom period, we'll select some of the papers and try and begin the discussion intelligently.